Welcome to Amish Roots, plain talk in a modern world. Thank you for joining me. Now that Christmas is in the review mirror, decorations are back in storage, and we are trying desperately to shed the pounds we gained from all the extra calories we consumed, let's revisit the Christmases of my past. As I said in my last vlog, Amish children enjoy the trappings of Christmas just as other children do. In this month's talk, I'm going to share, as I promised, what my family received for presents on Christmas morning. I speak only on my behalf, but from talking to my friends at the time of my youth, they experienced similar gifts. As a child, I would receive presents such as dolls. Often, when we got dolls, they came with English clothes, but mom, my aunt, or sisters would sew Amish clothes for them as well. So it looked kind of like this, right? So when we were putting clothes on them, we could choose whatever style we wanted. One year, my sister and I both got Barbie dolls, although they weren't the Barbie brand. They looked more like this. But my brother decided that we shouldn't just have girl dolls, we should have male Barbies too. And he took one of my dolls and cut her long blonde hair short and added facial hair with ink. Made her look like this. I know I have a dress on her now, but if you look close, you can see the ink on her face. It's fading now. I was not impressed. We were given all kinds of toys. One year I remember getting, they were like cone shaped devices and it had a ball inside. When you pressed the lever, the ball popped into the air and you had to catch it again with your cone. I also remember getting a train that needed to be wound up and then it would move around the track. But my memories tells me that my brother enjoyed this present more than me because he built little houses and stuff to make a village for the train to run through. We also liked when we got toys that made music. My sister got a miniature piano one year, sat on top of the table, and it was about this big. I remember getting an xylophone. One of my sisters got a Fisher Price radio. So you wind it up on here, and then the picture goes across as it's winding down. And I got this instrument, which is called a mouth piano. So you would think my parents saw musical talent in my future, but alas, turns out I don't have an ear for music. Later, when some of my siblings got older and developed the ability to play the harmonica, they received them as gifts. But by this time, my parents' ears encouraged them that little Ruth should never, ever be allowed to handle a musical instrument. We also received gifts like puzzles, card games, or board games. Many times the board games were classified as a family gift rather than given to us as individuals. For example, Gno. I remember the boys getting toy guns with holsters, tinker toys, tractors, and other vehicles. Sometimes they got hockey sticks and puck. One Christmas I remember, two of my brothers got jock straps. We didn't even know what they were. And my mom refused to tell them when they asked her. She told us that dad would explain their gift when he came in from chores. My guess is that my parents wanted to protect the family jewels so that our name was carried on into the next generation. Ach, die Liebe. When I got to the age of 9 or 10, I asked for sticks and pucks and hockey stuff. but I never got them. I was in my hockey craze at the time, and girly stuff didn't, just didn't appeal to me. But I never asked for a jockstrap. To compensate for my lack of getting hockey stuff, I often received books, which were my second passion. And sometimes they were books about hockey. We were all readers in our family, so books were often part of our Christmas presents. I remember one year getting this book, but as it happened, we had church at our house that day, so that meant hiding it away before everyone came. I don't think I heard a word of the message spoken or sang any of the songs because my mind was picturing the story I wanted to read. I could hardly wait for everyone to leave so that I could get it out. It was a wonderful gift, and I have held on to it all these years. I was always excited about Christmas and loved getting presents, but there were some disappointments. Like the 3 years I asked for Light Bright and never got it. Why didn't my parents tell me it took hydro? I would have stopped asking. Or the year I got this case for my Barbies. It's really into dolls as a child, to use it as a cool lunchbox. You know, my lunch in there. But alas, I was told no. I also did not like when I got things like salt shakers or small dish keepsakes. These are not unusual gifts for young Amish girls, as it is considered an investment to their future marriage and household. Something I wasn't interested in at the time, but have since discovered they are quite useful now. Ach, well, which translates to oh well. One other thing we usually got at Christmas was a new dress. Because we were a large family, this was a special treat, as new clothes did not happen often. Most times, my mom would buy a huge bolt of fabric, and all the girls were given a dress sewn from the same material and color. Why, we looked like the Amish version of the Von Trapp family, you know, from The Sound of Music. It was never a problem knowing which dress belonged to which girl, however, because we were all different shapes and sizes. The boys often received a new shirt. My Christmases with my Amish family were always special, and I have fond memories of the gifts we received. So, now you see, the children got more than Bibles for presents, although we did get those one year as well, or faceless dolls, which are often depicted in the storybooks about the Amish. Our gifts were quite normal, just nothing that took hydro. Mach's gut, and thank you for walking down memory lane with me. We will see you next month, February the 12th, on Amish Roots.